Hey queens! Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we could do something that I don't think it's very common, but it's a little like big sister advice. So today I want to speak about placement and work placement specifically for universities, or this could maybe work for apprenticeships as well. But it's just some like tips and tricks that I maybe wish I knew before applying for placement, because they give you all the main things that you need to know, but the nitty gritty stuff they don't. So let me just run through about my placement, a few tips and tricks that I've learned, and yeah, if you're applying for a placement or you're in the process of a placement, I feel you. It is probably the hardest experience of uni experience. So let's get into it. So a little bit about me then. I currently have 2 months left of my 10-month placement. I started applying for placement last year around, most people started in like September of second year. I didn't do that. You maybe should do that. But basically I started applying for placements like Christmas, January onwards, and I went for 3 interviews in person and I had 1 over the phone. I actually had an offer for a placement, but I not rejected it, but I just was like, I need to decline this. I had an offer for a placement, and it's kind of hard to explain why I let go of the offer, but it just, I had my heart set on getting a placement in an agency. I applied to all the agencies I loved, didn't get any. And then I was like, right, I want to stay in like Belfast City Centre. I had an interview for the fire service in Newry. I couldn't leave my bed because my anxiety was that bad. If you have social anxiety and if you have like mental health issues, you will understand how hard it is to get out of bed some days. It was so hard, and I was beating myself up over it because someone I know is actually now working at the fire service on placement. So it's really annoying seeing that. But then I had my heart set whenever I didn't get into the agencies, which I was raging about. There was 3 opportunities that I applied for in Ulster Uni, so my own university. There was a market engagement one, which I went to, didn't get it. There was a social media one, which I was the first person to apply for that. And someone on my course now who I'm kind of friendly with, she got it, which is fair enough. And then the other one they were hiring 4 people for, which I had so much hope for, was the faculty assistant, which I'm now working now, which I think is mad. So whenever I went into that interview, I was like, this was the last interview I had. I was putting all hope on this interview because I was like, no one wants to hire me. It's actually a joke. The stress of placement actually is quite heartbreaking and horrifying because everyone's all against you. You have Queen's University against you, you have the business school, you have CAM, and then I'm CMPR. Like, you have all those communication ones after this job. It's quite mental. Don't give up. Actually don't. If you have came this far to get yourself a placement because you know you can do it, do not give up. You can get in under the wire. There's a girl I know who's on my course. She got in right in before the under the wire, and she's working for Stena now, which I think is mad. It just depends if you want to work for private sector, public sector. I want to say one thing, working within the university is class. Like, I really, really love it. Now, I haven't worked in an agency obviously yet. An agency was one that I always wanted to go down the route of. But working within the university, there's just something so dynamic about it, which I love. So a little bit more about my role then. I am working for the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences, so like nursing, paramedic science, pharmaceutical bioscience, all that crack, especially their new veterinary nursing course. That is all me. I love it. And I'm working with a BP, so one of the business partners. So there's 4 faculties, which means there was 4 placements going, so each of the faculties. I'm working with 3 other people, and honestly they're the loveliest people ever. 2 are from business studies and 1 is from CAM actually. So it's quite nice getting to work with students who are kind of from the same backgrounds. We get along so well, and it's just really, really nice. I'm a strategic marketing assistant for Life and Health Sciences. So a lot of my work would be social media, which I love. Whenever Lauren met me, she was like, what kind of stuff you want to do? And I was like, social media. Social media, events, shoots. It's honestly been the most exciting time of my life. I'm so excited. I'm currently working on my final placement essay as well, and I found out that in my course I'm not doing dissertation final year, which I'm so mad about. So I am taking a picture in front of the uni with my placement essay because I worked so hard for this placement. I'm going to showcase it. I swear to God, this placement is the one thing I fought so hard for because uni has been so hard for me the past 3 years. It's quite literally a joke. Yes, I do a lot of social media work, event work, shoot work. I was out on a shoot there on Wednesday down at the fire station in Derry for their 9-9 wine week. I feel very blessed to have my Faculty of Life and Health Sciences because there's so much that you can do with it. You've got nursing, you've got paramedic science, you've got becoming a doctor. I've done a lot of paid social advertising, which has been really exciting. I actually modelled for the veterinary nursing shit as well because we have no veterinary students, so I am now a veterinary student for somehow. It's been amazing, but it's been nice doing like the behind the scene work as well, so like spreadsheets. You've got OLP, which is an online prospectus, updating that, shifting things around. We implemented a new testimonial kind of system, so I'm in charge of that project, which I love. I'm editing people's testimonials just to inspire other students. And if you go onto a course page, you're more likely to take the word of someone else because word of mouth is amazing. That's pretty much what I'm doing. It's very exciting. I'm very grateful. I say to Lauren all the time, I am so incredibly grateful for you, for the university, and someone to just actually see me because I feel part of a team, and that can be very hard for little old me. I've got some tips and tricks. I wrote them down because I have the brain of Dory and I forget everything. Be yourself. Literally be yourself. If you go into an interview pretending to be someone else, they're gonna catch on like that. Communicating in the interview is amazing as well because the one for the faculty assistants, I think it was, Nicole, she's like the top kind of manager. She was typing and looking at me at the same time and I caught on to it and I was like, how are you doing that? That's amazing. So really engaging in the interview as well. Now I have anxiety, but whenever it comes to interviews, for some reason I have a lot more chattiness about me. And I feel like it's down to stress and anxiety whenever you like stress yap. But it kind of pays off sometimes because if I hadn't have said that, I maybe wouldn't have got that job. Do you know what I mean? Your qualities, your hobbies, your interests, and your qualifications all matter just as much as anyone else's. I feel like people really like hearing about what you do compared to like your qualifications. So if you were just to come in straight up talk about, oh, I did this, I got this, I got this, I got this, you know, that's amazing. That's really good. But an interviewer wants to know more about you, what you can bring to the table, your qualities. Also asking questions in your interview. I never asked questions in my interviews until I saw TikTok about it. I kind of asked like, what kind of like community, like what kind of dynamic am I working in? I've seen a few about asking about like what further training you can get. Something that makes you stand out and saying, and they come back to that and they're like, oh, remember when she asked us that? So I feel like just standing out in an interview can be very helpful because I would have never done that. But whenever I did, you know, I got it. So kind of putting it into that perspective. Let's talk about CVs. So I recently did an ad with Adobe Express and redid my CV because I was like, I may as well. Do you know what I mean? I can just tell I have confidence boost already. A CV can tell a lot about someone, especially a portfolio. So being as creative as you can, especially if you want to work in like social media or like design, you need to be visual. And some people work better visually, some people work better like writtenly. So it's the same with like your qualifications. That's great, but can you showcase them? People don't want to read a really long CV unless it's engaging like this. So you can kind of see mine. I went with this like color scheme. I included a photo because people maybe want to put a face to someone they're reading about, which I never really thought about. So we've got the photo. I've got this lovely little background. I've got my education here. So my current education, my high school, and then this is all of my work experience. I also learnt about having your hard skills and your soft skills. But yeah, like hard skills could be like Adobe Express, Canva, CRM, mood boarding, marketing, copywriting. Soft skills are more like your creativity, your self-confidence, your market research. And then the second page, I focused on like my personal achievements, because it is good to write about things that you're proud of, and then you can speak about these as well in your interview. And then depending if you have something like this, but like this is a specific project that I'm very proud of, and it's my work placement experience for last year. And this, like I said, working in their life and health science department. So I really just wanted to include this because this is something that's going to help me get a job. And I'm just really, really proud of it. Then down here, I've got my LinkedIn, I've got my work portfolio with examples from placement, and then my personal portfolio is my own social kind of stuff as well. I even included this box down here about me. So like, I'm creative and bubbly, I'm a micro content creator, I love to journal, I'm a massive cinema fan, which, you know what, someone would look at that and they'd be like, that's actually quite nice, like it stands out. I think that like is so much more nice to look at. You're exploring about this person and you're gonna remember that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying you need to redo your CV, but something like that just sticks out. Honestly, you're not alone if you're feeling really, really sucky about it right now, because that's exactly how I felt. It just depends on your outlook. It depends on, you know, how hard you work for it. And you know what, uni is tough. Mental health got so bad because of uni, but I'm still here. Working within the university as well, I have learned a lot. I feel motivated going into final year now. I feel like whenever I go into final year, I know what I want, I know what I'm doing, and I think it's just so surreal as well, because I've met so many amazing people. I've worked so many amazing projects. It's quite insane. I'm just feeling very grateful, very blessed. So, you've got this, Queens. Bye.